Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm actually going back into an older lesson with freeCodeCamp's new layout. We're going to look at basic HTML and HTML5. When a form gets submitted, the data is sent to the server and includes entries for the options selected. Inputs of type, radio, and checkbox report their values from the value attribute. For example, here we have a label for an indoor input attribute. The input attribute has an ID of indoor, the value of indoor, the type of radio, and then and then a name indoor outdoor. So we say indoor, and then we see here outdoor. It's the same exact thing, except for the IDs are switched, the values are switched, the type is the same, and the name is the same. So that pairs them together. So this is basically asking us to select whether it's an indoor or an outdoor cat. Here you have two radio inputs. When the user submits the form with the indoor option selected, the form data will include the line indoor-outdoor equals indoor. This is from the name and value attributes of the indoor input. If you omit the value attribute, and the submitted form data uses the default value, which is on. Okay, so instead of it submitting indoor or outdoor, it just says submits on, which could be confusing for your backend processing. It's not useful according to this guy, but it could just be confusing. So the value attribute needs to be set to something to identify the option. Give each radio and checkbox inputs the value attribute. Use the input label text in lowercase as the value for the attribute. Okay, cool. So one of your radio buttons should have the value attribute indoor. So we're going to look through here to find our radio buttons. Here we've got our radio buttons, our type radio. These are checkbox, so we're not going to deal with those, and there's nothing up here. So this is our radio button situation. This is the only place we're going to do. So one of your radio buttons should have the value attribute of indoor. And if we look here, this is one radio, this is the other one. And we need to have the value attribute of indoor. Okay, so we want to make the one with the text on the inside. So this is the label right here, and then this is the attribute for indoor. So here we want to set the value equal to indoor. And then the same thing with this guy. This guy's outdoor, so we want to do it in the same place. Value is equal to outdoor. One of your checkboxes should have the value attribute of loving. Loving and lazy are here, and these are our checkbox ones. And so we want to make the value equal to loving. And then here we want to make, I'm guessing, the value equal to lazy. One of the checkbox should have the value attribute of energetic. And so the checkboxes can be triple things. Oh, here they are: loving, lazy, energetic, and indoor, outdoor. And so here we're going to set value is equal to energetic. And you'll notice the checkboxes, you could say it's loving, lazy, and energetic. You can say it's outdoor or indoor. That's the difference between radio buttons and checkboxes. And then if we run the test, that should pass. Great. This is actually useful stuff. Knowing how to operate with forms is really important in web development. So I hope you guys picked that up. Essentially, all they're saying is that you want to set it so that when somebody selects that and then they press the submit button on their form, then they're going to get a specific value that's going to be easier for you to work with. Hope this helps. We'll see you in the next lesson.